What's going on, people of YouTube? It's your boy Psy about the Universal Gamer. I'm here to talk to you guys about my thoughts and my personal opinions on Dead Space 3. Will I be buying the game? A lot of you guys out there should already been and seen my Dead Space 3 rant already. I ranted about the Dead Space 3 trailer, the first trailer, one of the first trailers they came out with. I was so upset about it. Everything I said, mostly everything I said, a lot of people agreed to. Even professionals out there agreed to the statement I made, you know, because they said inside their video saying that Dead Space 3 looked like Lost Planet and the new Lost Planet game looked like Dead Space, you know, and it did. Like, when you watched some of the trailer, and I played Lost Planet, the new Lost Planet game at Comic-Con this year, but or last year, I mean, but you know, enough about that. But like, you know, the game, just the whole survival horror franchise genre as a whole is just dying, man, and that's my favorite game genre. You know, even though 85 to 75% of my games are shooters, my favorite game genre is survival horror. That's why I've played some of the best survival horror games out there so far, and it's still some I want to play. As far as some old school PC ones I want to play, but as far as some of the new school and kind of old school ones, I done played all the Fatal Frame games. You know, Fatal Frame 1, Fatal Frame 2, Fatal Frame 3. I own all those games. You know, I played and own all the Penumbra games, Penumbra Black Plague, Penumbra Overture, freaking Amnesia, you know, Fear, even though Fear ain't scary to me, but I played through all the Fear games and stuff like that. It just, all those games are like some of the best, you know, survival horror. You know, if you want your survival horror fix, you know, still to me, to this day, I say all the Fatal Frame games are the scariest games I played. You know, I played Slender, you know, low tech demo, or whatever you want to call it. This little small little game that's starting to get hot now. But enough of that. Dead Space 3. Yeah. Let me rub my beard for a second. Dead Space 3. Will your boy, known as one of the most hardcore Dead Space fans out there in that whole entire world, you know, with a gang of Dead Space stuff, and this ain't even nothing. This little poster, standee poster, little stuff right there. That's not even all my Dead Space stuff. That's nothing. You know, I met with the Dead Space developers and stuff like that. I even dressed as Isaac Clarke for Dead Space at Comic-Con 2 years in a row. This was the last, like the helmet I had wore the last time I went, and I even got it signed by some of the lead designers of the game and stuff like that. So I did some real good art on this helmet. That's like one of the main things people liked about the art I had did on here. It made it look more realistic and stuff. Even though it's made of almost completely cardboard, you know, it's like the painting I did with it made it look like it's metal. So that said, Dead Space 3 kind of spoiled my excitement, you know, when I first seen that trailer. And then they start talking more about the game, how it's 2-player co-op. I'm like, oh, you're killing me. You are killing me. First, the freaking high-speed shoot-'em-up trailer, slash Lost Planet trailer, fighting the freaking Akrid. You know, I also say you're fighting the Akrid. You're not fighting no Necromorph, you're fighting Akrid. You know, from Lost Planet. In this case, you don't know what the Lost Planet enemies are called Akrid. But anyways, and on top of that, down the line, you announce co-op. I do not want to play a co-op survival horror game. I want to be by myself. But then they put a twist on it though, which I like. Depending on what character you're playing, or depending on if you join somebody's game or somebody join your co-op game, you guys both are going to be saying different things. You might look at your co-op character and he might be looking all crazy, like he's about to kill you, like he's a necromorph or something, and you start shooting at him, and all of a sudden he changes back to his regular self. You're like, what the heck are you doing? And like you both, like he's tripping out because you're shooting at him, and you're tripping out because you're seeing something that he's not seeing, and he's tripping out because you're screaming out at the top of your lungs out of nowhere when nothing even happened yet. So that's the kind of gameplay, the co-op gameplay they needed to announce, because if it was his regular co-op and they didn't have no Dead Space like twist to it, you know, then it wouldn't appeal to a lot of people. Will I be buying the game? Let's go ahead and get to that topic, get to that subject. Will I be buying the game? I kind of want to do this. I kind of want to answer this question in a unique way, but I'm going to go ahead and answer it regular. Yes, I will be getting this. I will be getting Dead Space 3 simply because I'm a Dead Space fan. survival horror fan. I'm a fan of the game. I've been a fan of the game like 6 or 7 months before the first game came out. Why? Because they put out these comics and stuff they had on the Xbox, you know, dashboard where you can download, and they're like these animated comics and stuff that have voiceovers and stuff like that. And that sucked me deep into the story. You know, that drove me deep into the story. I was so sprung off the game that I don't even know. Like, I was just so sprung off the game. This game wasn't even releasing for like another 7 months, and I was just so sprung off the story. The story was so deep, and the way everything got started was so amazing that it was so amazing to a lot of people that once Dead Space 1 came out, at first we didn't like it. We thought we were going to be playing all those parts we watched inside the comics. A lot of people were watching those comics and was like, dang, I cannot wait to play this game. Like, that's going to be crazy playing these parts. And then once you played the first game, everything's already over. You're playing the aftermath. You're playing, and then at first you didn't like that. Like at first I didn't like that. And then like once I thought about it, I'm like, well, this is actually kind of cool because you actually can see what happened from the comics and stuff like that. You actually see the aftermath of what happened. So that's the cool part about it. That's what was cool about it or whatever. Dead Space 2, that was amazing too. Like if you played the little mini arcade game, you know, that they had before Dead Space 2 came out, I thought it was going to be something different that it was going to come out with. I didn't know it was going to be like a little arcade crazy hacking game, but it was kind of cool once you got into it. But I like that as well because that tied into Dead Space 2 kind of good too as a prequel kind of. And you know, Dead Space 2 was amazing. It was hard. You know, it got hard towards the end. That's what I liked about it, and it was just the graphics was better, and you know, Dead Space 1 still is a little bit scarier than 2, but you know, I like the 2 as well, you know, equally. Dead Space 3. Yes, I will be picking up Dead Space 3. I don't think they're coming out with a collector's edition. If they are, I'm buying it, but for what I've seen, they're not. So I'm getting the regular edition off of Amazon.com for $57.99 or $56.99, you know, guaranteed pre-order price. Also getting the comic book they're coming out with, you know, the hardcover comics they're coming out with on the same day. You know, that's on sale as well for I think for like 15 bucks or no, 11 bucks I think. The hardcover Art of Dead Space covering all 3 games, you know, 300 pages hardcover, you know, that's on sale for $22. Regular price is like $38 or something like that. Buying that. Then also there's one more thing, the hardcover strategy guide. Even though I don't use strategy guides, I'm still buying it because I'm a fan. And I realized I didn't even buy the Dead Space 2 strategy guide hardcover, so I'm buying that too if I have enough dineros. But you know, I'm not even supposed to be buying this much stuff, you know, because I said I was gonna hold back a little bit this year, you know, on certain gaming stuff. But you know, I'm a hardcore. You know, if I'm a hardcore fan of it, I'm gonna support it, and I'm gonna buy as much as I can of it because I'm a fan of it. I like to collect that stuff. And you know, my hardcover strategy guide is gonna stay unopened and get signed at Comic-Con this year, you know. So with that said, man, so I'll be picking up all 4 of those things: the game, the comic book, the art book, the strategy guide, and that totals up to like 200. Not 200 something, $122 or something like that. And you know, I can't wait. You know, it's gonna be pretty cool. I'm gonna play it for what it is. I know it's still gonna be scary, but no, it's not gonna be that Dead Space 1 feel to it. Some areas it is. I get the point. It is and stuff like that. But you know, I just don't like all that action shooting at humans. The main thing I'm looking forward to in Dead Space 3 is the story. That's the main thing I'm looking forward to. You know, I'm looking forward to the story because like I gotta stop being stubborn and think about it this way, or selfish, should I say, and think about it this way. If it fits with the story, if it makes sense with the story, then I shouldn't be complaining. Now, if I didn't know any better, I would say the same thing fits for Resident Evil franchise. You know how, you know, if the story fits with the action-packed gameplay, then it makes sense. But the thing is, and this is the die-hard truth, and the truth hurts, don't nobody care about the Resident Evil story. Nobody care about that crap. Nobody care about the BSA, AAA, CSI, and DSI, and BAC, DAZY, XW, T49 5001. Nobody care about that crap. You know, that's just the whole Resident Evil franchise. As far as the past 3 games, it's been a mess of just confusion. Like, don't nobody care about the anti-freaking zombie people and the people that's trying to consult. It's just weird and stupid. Like, even a lot of top of the line, I don't like calling them top of the line, but a lot of journalists and podcast gamers and people from IGN and game traders, people that do podcasts, even they said the same thing. Nobody care about the BS. Nobody care about that. We care about the zombies. We care about the scariness of it. These kids care about that stuff because they play Halo and Call of Duty. So if something's the same as their Halo and Call of Duty with a whole bunch of action, then they relates to it. Like, oh, well, if it's not fast-paced like Call of Duty, then I really can't relate to it. You know, I like scary games, but if it's not fast-paced and it don't have all this action-packed stuff inside of it, and you know, this Michael Bay stuff inside of it. Even though I love Michael Bay movies, I don't know why everybody makes jokes about him. Even though, you know, oh, a lot of green screens, some of the best green screen you ever seen in such a freaking life. You go do a green screen with just one thing on the screen and see how hard it is to do a whole freaking landscape and all kind of crazy stuff and all kind of action. Everybody's talking about because you just mix action inside everything. This movie is great. But anyways, enough of that. Yeah, it's just crazy. Resident Evil is just, the story is just stupid. You know, outside of after 5, the story just, you know, 5 already started to do a little something stupid with the story, but I loved 5 as well. So a lot of people don't like 5, saying that Sheva was a stupid AI. I played through that game at least 10 times, and I never, not once, probably like once or twice, max, after playing that game for hours, have not had a problem with the AI playing all by myself. Every time she needed to give me, every time I needed some help, she gave me health. Every time she did exactly what I needed her to do. I don't see why everybody complain about the AI. Like, oh, the AI sucked inside Resident Evil 5. What game version did I have that made my AI work completely perfectly? She was shooting zombies with me. She wasn't just kicking back, just standing there like everybody says she was. Anyways, enough of that. I don't want to make this video too long. It's been your boy Noob about Universal Gaming. Yes, I will be picking up Dead Space 3. And I already got somebody asking to play with me already. They already beat a lot of you guys to the punch. So if you want to play with me, and this person haven't kept their, I would say side of the deal or bargain, but it wasn't really no bargain or anything. But if they don't, you know, keep their word on they want to play with me, even though I didn't ask them, they asked me, you know, if we don't end up playing, let me put it like that, then, you know, hit me up or whatever, we can play. But just know this, my first playthrough, I might play by myself. Might. But, you know, or I might just play co-op and then play with myself again on a harder difficulty. So this has been your boy Noob about Universal Gamer. I'm out. Peace.